Begin by opening your trunk to access the rear taillights on the side of your vehicle. Use a trim removal tool to disconnect the plastic cover on the inside of the taillight indicated by the blue arrow. Remove the two T30 Torx screws holding the rear taillight to the body of the vehicle, blue arrows. Use a flathead screwdriver to release the rear taillight electrical connection by inserting it into the release tab and gently rotating. Take the now disconnected rear taillight and safely set it aside. With the taillights done, you're now going to replace the rear taillights in the hatch. To access the taillights, you need to remove the trunk hatch cover. Use a trim removal tool to disconnect the driver's side inner trunk light from its housing, blue arrow. Disconnect the inner trunk light by pressing the release tab on the electrical connection, blue arrow. Use a trim removal tool to disconnect the cover of the rear trunk release actuator, blue arrow. Remove the two T15 Torx screws inside the handle of the trunk light. Pull open the panel on the hatch cover, red arrow. Remove the two T20 Torx screws inside the panel, red arrows. Use a trim removal tool to disconnect both the inner trunk light and the trunk button on the passenger side, red arrow. There is one T20 Torx screw located inside the trunk button housing that you will need to remove, blue arrow. Disconnect the inner trunk light and trunk button by pressing the release tab on the electrical connection. Work your way around the edge of the trunk hatch cover and pull it straight down to disconnect the clips indicated by the red arrow. Once off, you can set the trunk hatch cover aside. Be sure to check and replace any missing push clips. To remove the taillight, use a flathead screwdriver to press down on the tabs and disconnect the plastic cover over the light, red arrows. Use a 10mm socket to remove the two nuts holding the rear brake light to the trunk. Disconnect the rear brake light by pressing the release tab on the electrical connection, red arrow. You can now remove the light. Installation is the reverse of removal. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.